Western journalists have exposed active Russian soldiers fighting in eastern Ukraine yet again. The latest findings add to mounting evidence against the Kremlin that it's sending Russian troops and heavy weaponry into Ukraine, despite the staunch denials of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Reporters from the Financial Times say they encountered Russian troops in Luhansk, a Ukrainian city currently controlled by the insurgents. The half a dozen troops confessed to the FT journalist that they had been given the option of going to Luhansk about a month ago to, quote, train the local population. Western governments, NATO and human rights groups have all presented evidence they say proves Russian troops are present in the insurgent-occupied regions of Luhansk and Donetsk. The EU has become a vocal critic of Russia's actions in recent months, despite initially being hesitant of speaking out against Moscow. Journalists from Britain's Telegraph and Guardian newspapers, Reuters and Associated Press have all previously given eyewitness accounts of Russian military columns in Ukraine. Amnesty International published a report last month claiming that satellite images, reports of Russian troops captured inside Ukraine and eyewitness accounts of tanks rolling across the border leave no doubt that the crisis in Ukraine is an international armed conflict. A BBC film crew investigating soldiers killed while on secret deployment near Ukraine was also badly beaten. The BBC described it as a coordinated attack. An array of videos uploaded to social media appearing to show Russian military equipment and weapons has also added to evidence of Kremlin intervention in Ukraine. One of the self-declared leaders of the insurgents, Alexander Zaharchenko, admitted thousands of Russian soldiers, both veterans and serving troops, were both fighting and providing essential expertise in eastern Ukraine. He claimed they were on holiday or had taken leave from the Russian army. In July, almost a dozen Russian troops were detained 20 kilometers from the border in Ukraine's territory. The Kremlin claimed their invasion was an accident because the troops got lost during a training exercise.